Alright guys, let's not waste any time, hopping right into it. Season 1 is starting very soon, and you want to do all these things ASAP before not only the season starting, but on the 18th, because on the 18th there is going to be a patch that comes out that will add new legendaries to the game and uniques, and if you don't do some of these things, well, you simply can't get them. So, starting right off, the season does start on the 20th, but there are some things, again, that you want to do before the season starts, okay? You want to do these ASAP. So the first one over here is to complete the campaign. This should be a no-brainer for most people, but I do have to stress this because a lot of people are wondering, hey, should I even start playing? I just bought the game, but I heard the season's coming out in a couple of weeks. Should I even start? The answer is yes. You want to at least complete the campaign. The reason why is because you're going to get access to your mount. That's going to significantly increase your speed at what you can, do things with. If you're running around with the horse versus not running around with the horse, yeah, it's going to be a huge difference. Another thing is, if you are playing on hardcore mode, you do not want to have any character die, because you have to log into the game in order to get your Lilith statue progression, as well as your other progression, which is going to be the areas discovered. There are two key things that you want to actually do before the season actually starts. That is going to be the areas discovered and the altars of Lilith. You also technically want to get to at least World Tier 3 because, well, unique items simply will not be able to drop, and we're getting new uniques as well as new legendaries. So you want to do the areas discovered. This is the Fog of War. So basically run all around the map. So you basically uncover the map. That will stay with your account, and the altars of Lilith will also stay with your account. It's a small numerical change. If you want the numbers, it's 6.8% damage. Does that help your character? Sure. But it's really small, but it's just to increase the Paragon board when there's certain, you need a certain amount of intelligence, dexterity, strength, all that stuff. It does help out, though. Another thing that I do got to go ahead and mention in terms of the Battle Pass. So there's a lot of people wondering, what do I need to do for the Battle Pass? Should I start getting stuff ready for it? Well, you're not going to be able to start getting anything done for the Battle Pass, even though it says complete any dungeon on the map. That does not mean your account will start off with, oh, okay, well, he did the dungeon last season, it starts out. You can't really do anything in terms of the seasonal progression right now. That's not available. So just as a heads up, because I had a few people ask. A lot of other people are wondering, can my items transfer over? No, they do not transfer over at all. Your glyphs, you have to re-level up everything. The best way that I can actually put this is specifically two different boxes. Your seasonal characters are in one box, and your eternal characters are in a different box. These are two different areas. Think of it almost like two different servers. When you make a seasonal character, it will eventually, when season 1 ends, all your characters from season 1 will convert over to the other box. They will be able to trade with your other characters and be able to interact with the people that are in the eternal realm. But seasonal characters and the non-seasonal characters cannot interact with each other. You can't have a friend just power level you, but this is something I just had to mention. Also, you may want to actually clear up some character slots. They usually do not give you extra character slots for free. Sometimes you may be able to purchase them on games, but as far as most games go, you're going to have to either delete a character, or they have this thing in Diablo 3 called a rebirth. But yeah, so anyways, I already mentioned the thing about the seasons in terms of starting. Yeah, the aspects also, you have to get all those again. Yeah, it's part of it, but there are going to be newer aspects. So how do we unlock these newer ones? Well, they might just be legendary drops. They could just be the trapped rewards. We can see this in the season journey for season 1. They show this off. So yeah. And then on top of that, I actually need to tell you guys to not plan any of your builds. There's a video guide that goes over this and actually tells you a hint on what you should maybe try to think about. Now, I don't have any secret information, but I've been playing Diablo for a really long time. Even though we are a Diablo partner, they didn't tell us, hey, Slay, they're going to be buffing these skills next season, so get ready. But from playing the game long enough, I can understand which skills are not seeing that much play compared to other skills. Usually, we're going to get some sort of a buff. Now, on top of that, there is going to be a new boss, and there's going to be these new malignant creatures. So this is going to be one of the newer bosses, but we're not here to really talk about too much about the bosses and what's coming. I already dropped the video, which I will pin down below, that talks about the season. But the most important thing is that before you even start thinking about what you want to play, remember, there's going to be 32 brand new hearts. What are the hearts? Well, to go over the hearts, as well as they mention over here, they, on top of that, mention that the new season is going to have 6 new uniques and 7 legendary aspects. But this update will be, again, on the 18th, so you want to be able to at least complete the campaign, get to at least World Tier 3. Some uniques may only drop in World Tier 4. We don't have the information in terms of this item only drops in World Tier 4, but some uniques are only World Tier 4. So that's why I'm telling you guys, start doing some of this stuff now. Now, in terms of these hearts, what do these do? Because before you guys even think about what you want to play, you may actually want to think about well, what's even in the game? This is always something important for any Diablo season is, well, you know, what's coming out, so I can prepare my character for this. Sometimes in some games, like in Path of Exile, they'll basically show off all these new skills before the season comes out. However, with this, we may not see every single new heart. So the smarter thing to actually do would be just play any character, then watch some YouTube's guide, whether it's mine or someone else's. I'll probably, by the 18th, I'll probably get someone else's info that did the data mining, and then we'll have all of these, and I'll go over what are the top tier caged hearts to actually go for, at least via their wording. Sometimes you have to actually play with it to understand how good or how bad certain things are. But watch a YouTuber's guide on specifically the 18th. Look out for like the best heart guide. I'll probably be dropping one again by the time it comes out, but you want to know what these powers are. So if you guys don't know what these are, basically these are brand new items that you socket into your jewelry, and it's going to give you some huge sort of boost. This one over here, it makes it so when you crit, you just do some like a lightning damage that bounces in between the targets that you actually hit. So this could be maybe good for a build that can actually benefit off of getting, let's say, elemental damage, or in this game they actually call it non-physical damage, because some classes, let's say if you want to play the barbarian is heavily focused in on basically physical damage only. So with this over here, getting lightning damage, scaling to get lightning damage is going to be much more difficult if this happens to be the S tier, the best one, right? So you have to have this information before knowing maybe which class to actually select. Another thing I wanted to mention is some of your favorite skills may get heavily nerfed, but some skills may get heavily buffed. This is an item in Diablo 3, just as a heads up if you're wondering what the heck is this thing. This is an item that came out into the game, and it makes it so like Arcane Orb does an insane amount of damage, which is part of Frozen Orb, because right now Frozen Orb is super underperforming. It just recently got a bug fix, which should make it a little bit better, but I still see no YouTubers talking about Frozen Orb. So I'm hoping that like there's going to be some new legendaries, right? We already know that in at least what they say over here, we're getting 32 new hearts, and we're getting 6 new uniques and 7 legendary aspects, so 7 new legendaries, right? So one of the legendary powers could be something for, hopefully, Frozen Orb, Chain Lightning, Hydra. I'm talking about the things that people just don't normally play, right? And this could actually be a huge reason to actually perhaps think about what you want to play to defeat the brand new boss in the new season. But anyways, that's going to go ahead and wrap up things. Hopefully this video was informative and you learned something new. So this way you guys won't be doing something completely worthless with your time. So yeah, there are things to do right now. And again, as far as the season start date, again, it's 7/20, but on 7/18, that's when the patch comes out that will have the newer stuff that you can play on the Eternal Realm. But in terms of getting some of these new things, like specifically the newer gems, which are the caged hearts, this will not come out until the 20th. Okay, just so we're clear for clarification here. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be up to date, and you'll see a tier list of all of this before the game comes out, because I know people. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.